Hi, welcome back to Grandshelt Nights. We are now on podcast 11. This week we have received the Final Fantasy VII banner with its event, which includes Tifa, Vincent, Barrett, and Kate Sith. Today we are going to be discussing about the banner and the event and what you should get and what you shouldn't get, and what we recommend to you guys. So we're gonna start off by talking about Cade Sith. Would you like to start it off, Kuja?
Yeah, he's the 3 to 5 star on the banner. His TM is HP Shout. It's a one-handed harp with attack 22, magic 95, and spirit 44. It's not that great. It's fine. It's just not super amazing.
The only benefit is it's a one-handed harp instead of a two-handed harp.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
which can make a difference to certain units like Aiko. I believe it
Yeah,
has
but it'd be
spirit,
better
right?
to get her TMR followed
Yeah,
by
But
yeah.
what if you only have
the
one?
bell from the 10-man trial is much better.
True shame.
Yeah. The only real thing to look at for him that would make him at all useful is the fact that his LB can get up to 90% instant KO to all enemies, meaning he's halfway decent in the arena. Other than that, he's not good.
And now we're gonna move on to the 4-star, the banner, the leader of Avalanche, Barrett.
Yep.
You guys want to talk about him? Give me
Yeah.
a quick rundown and what
His
you guys think.
TMR is the first really good gun from hybrid users. For example, now Light Veritas has a decent weapon.
Yeah, if she
Missing
was
Thor
decent.
is 107 attack and 98 magic with 10% MP.
Now,
Yeah,
other than
other
his
than that,
other than his TM, he's just a 4-star damage dealer.
Would you say that he would be good with chaining in a way?
well, the only benefit to
Mm,
him is his LB when you're doing the missions, because when you get to the boss, if you just chain like 3 of them, because I know I didn't get any luck for this banner. I have 3 Barretts. Chain 3 of his LBs and you'll get an 80 hit combo, 60, 80 hit combo.
Which
And
can,
it's really easy to chain, so that works pretty good.
so you would say it's pretty forgiving on.
For this banner, just because the fact that you can use it to use
Yeah.
a finishing character. Otherwise, it doesn't do enough damage to be anything. And
like, he's not a horrible unit for this particular event.
for mod
Other-
king events, he's a pretty
yeah.
decent character.
So, other than that, though, his damage is low, and he's just a 4-star that goes a 6-star. And in the 7-star meta, they're not good.
There's still
Well,
plenty
Now-
of content that he can do, so he's not the worst.
Yeah.
But
There's also something to say about Barrett and Kate Sith. They're not horrible units to get because in the future, they're actually going to both be included in the Zac and Yuffie raid, so you don't TM farm them because you'll be able to get their Moogles. And after that, they're also featured on the banner that has Aerith and Red 13, meaning that they'll be bonus units again, so pulling them is not
It's future
necessarily a
proof.
terrible thing. You
Future
can use them
proof.
again in the future.
Air quotes on future proof.
the thing
Yeah.
is, though, Tifa and Vincent are not bonus units for those banners.
Right.
So you're
At least
taking
they
a gamble.
weren't in JP.
Right.
And with wrapping up the 3-star and the 4-star of these banners, let's move on to the 5-stars, which this time we have Tifa and Vincent. I say we should start off with Vincent. What do you guys think on Vincent?
Yeah.
TMR's good.
Well, yeah. So they actually buffed his TMR compared to Japan. His TMR is a 60% attack with no requirements, meaning you just throw it on him and he's got 60% more attack. But as the negative on it, it decreases your spirit by 10%. Now the difference between this and JP was the decrease in spirit in JP was 30%, so it was a lot harder
And
hit.
punishing.
Yeah. I mean, and right now 10% spirit's not really all that much. It might be like 20 spirit when all said and done on your character. So it's really a very good TMR. His STMR is death penalty, which is basically it's 175 attack, two-handed gun. It's very strong. You know, any gun, true double hand gun user's gonna like this TM. So
Problem is, I don't know many units that use true double hand with the guns right now. There's a lot of double hand units, but true double hand, it's kind of.
yeah,
Well,
So that
one
means if
thing
you
I
want
would
this gun,
say also is, would you use him as a finisher or would you use him as a chainer? And
he's
what
not a
kind
chainer really.
and what kind of content would you use him for?
I mean technically you can use him as both. The only problem with Vincent is his chaining ability, splatter combo, doesn't chain with anything but another dupe. So you can chain with him in this event per se, but after this Bog King's over, it's highly unlikely you're going to see some Vincents on your friends list. So you're not going to really be able to chain with him. The only thing you're going to be able to do is finish, and he's a mediocre finisher, basically.
Well, there is one thing. Because of the frames delays in his attack for splatter combo, you could probably use him to easily mesh with other chainers. So if he's a third chainer in your party, he might be okay.
Yeah. I mean, outside of, you know, him doing, he's pretty much a finisher. The only thing that's unique to him is what's going to make him good is the fact that he's got 100% innate beast and machine killer. He can also buff an additional 100% to both beasts and machines. So if you're gonna go up against a beast or a machine, he's gonna be a very strong finisher. But really, he's only gonna be very strong against beasts and machines. Anything else, it's one of those things where you're not gonna use him much. It's similar in like a unit like Duke, who's very strong against dragons and kind of mediocre against really anything else but dragons.
Well,
So
now moving on from Vincent, we should talk about the other unit which we got, which is Tifa. Some people have been awaiting her, some people have been just dreading this banner. What do you guys think?
well, I mean, I think she's okay. She's not super strong, and the reasoning for that is more timing than anything. They're coming right after the Kingdom Hearts banner, where both of the units, Sora and Cloud, are very good, and they kind of push the power creep forward a little bit, so that when, you know, Tifa and Vincent came out, they kind of got pushed back a little bit. That being said, Tifa is a Divine Ruination chainer, so she's, you know, got a place in the chaining meta at least. But her TMR is okay. It's Soaring Heart. It gives 30% equipped with a fist and 30% attack with equipped with a hat. So it's a 60% attack materia for monks, which is good on her, but not too many other units. In my opinion, this TM will get better in the future when true dual wield becomes an actual thing.
Well,
Which also keep in
Faye
mind,
coming out too.
yeah, Tifa had just recently also gotten her enhancements in JP, which gives her more true dual wield. Which
Yeah,
is
and it gives her
really
the
nice.
increased modifier on her chaining abilities. So
I mean, the
Or-
biggest bonus to this Tifa on the global side is the fact that they reduced the amount of times it requires you to use Final Heaven to hit her max.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna have a longer battle, she's not bad because she can get up to an 11 times combo with her Divine Ruination, which is a very
Strong.
strong modifier.
Yeah.
Her total damage, because she's a true double hand, or not
True
true double
dual
hand,
wield.
true dual wield character is lower than a true double hand, but because that modifier is so high, I think she can keep up in longer battles.
Yeah. For now,
Yeah, for
she's
now.
not a super strong damage dealer, but she's fine. Her STMR is also pretty decent, and it's one of those things that's gonna get better in the future. It's a single-handed fist that's 170 attack that gives 3 LB crystals per turn. So it's good. Um, It'll be better in the future when dual wield makes a comeback, and then again you're using 2 weapons. They tend to be different weapon types, so that you can get more attack bonuses on your materia slots. So that's where she's gonna get much better in the future, because like Awesome and Panda were saying, she does get her enhancements, and they do give her the true dual wield buff, where they increase the chain modifier to 6 instead of 4. So that's where the true dual wield units kind of catch up to true double hand, basically.
Yeah, right now it's pretty much taking its baby steps.
Yeah.
Now, besides that, we also have a step up with this banner. 25k Lapis step up, and can be only done 3 times. Which
It's fine.
I wouldn't.
I mean,
I still wouldn't.
the thing is, this is the first one that has that 2 times rate on step 4, which is good. I mean, it's a good thing to see that they're making the step ups better for us. But again, I think a lot of people are probably kind of Lapis poor from Christmas and Kingdom Hearts. So these units aren't super amazing, so you can definitely skip them and not feel too bad.
It's mainly the fact that they came out when they did, that they feel lackluster.
Yeah.
Because they literally are just not as good as the current meta. Or not the current meta, but the current last 2 banners. The units were just better than this one.
Yep. Yeah, and they still are better, and they're significantly better, in my opinion. Both of them are. Now, there's also 2 more units. 2 units that
Did get a 7-star.
Yep.
And it is, drumroll, Cloud and Sephiroth.
Yep. So, Cloud, his STMR is Ultima Weapon. It's basically an easier to get Buster Sword, because it's the same exact thing currently.
The problem
180.
is it doesn't have the added bonus of probably getting a buff later in the future.
Right. But it's easier to get because, Cloud's permanent, and there's probably a decent amount of people that already have 4 of him before he even came out. So it's easier than pulling hard on a banner.
Limited banner,
limited.
especially.
Yeah. So some notable things he gets in his 7-star kit. He gets double cast. He gets an ability that buffs himself 250% and gives himself break resistance to attack.
It also
which is
removes
nice.
break too.
Yeah. So, and then he gets a lot of heft.
Hefty,
In
hefty,
his passive.
hefty.
So he just gets a lot of attack bonuses, and that's part of his, because he got global buffs too. They increased his attack on his TMR ability. So he's got a lot of attack. He's got 150% in a true double hand, and if you're using his TMR, which you would be, he's got 250, so you only really need another 50% to get him to 300. So, that being said, he's still just a finisher. And
Yeah.
again, he doesn't do anything else really but finish.
And if you like flashy characters, he's not one. He's
No,
not flashy at
no,
all. It's like, oh, he slashed to finish.
no.
His
Yeah, he's not very
ultimate
good.
or his limit burst is really strong, but the biggest problem with it is it's much harder to time due to the
Hmm.
fact that it's a 15 hit combo.
That's a
But
long 15 hit combo.
but the last hit is his strongest hit, so
Hmm.
it's about 80% of the damage is put into the last hit. So if you were to take the modifier from his LB and just take 80% of it, pretty much, that's pretty
Yeah.
much the damage it's going to do.
Hmm.
Now, shall we start with Sephiroth now?
Sure.
What new changes has he gotten compared to the Japan side?
He got a couple buffs too.
Gasp!
Kind of surprising because he was pretty good at
He's
7
so
star.
good in JP, yeah. He was
Well, he's good
way
because of his
strong in
enhancements
JP.
in JP.
Well, even before his enhancements, he was still really good. He was one of the dual wielders in JP.
Yeah, they buffed Supremacy, which is his absolute mirror of equity chaining ability, and it stacks like Sora's does. So he's
It's
again,
stacks quicker, at least.
yeah. Well, it stacks quicker than it did in JP. That's
Yeah.
the buff it was they gave it. He also gains quick hit chaining frames that allow him to add light and dark to his attacks, which is nice. Meaning, like, I mean, you sort of need his trust mastery, which is non-elemental. But in the future, when he actually gets dual cast with his enhancements, you're gonna want to use his LB or his trust master, and it's non-elemental, so being able to imbue himself is nice. Um, he's very versatile because he's got Divine Ruination, Onion Slice, Quick Hit, and AT frames.
Don't forget Octa Slash with his TMR.
Yep, Octo Slash as well.
I mean, his biggest problem is his Octa Slash is actually a pretty useful thing, and if you decide to stop using his TMR, because, for
Yep.
example, you're using him as a hand character instead, which right now is, in my opinion, not really worth it, but you can. Um, he does have a really good, strong LB, and it is a one-hit LB.
Yeah, it's a finishing LB.
So you can use that as his damage, but it's a very long LB, so it takes a bit of time, unless you're using macros, of course. But I think
Oh
his
yeah.
biggest issue is probably the fact that most people are going to want to use his TMR, and they're probably going to use dual wield, because using a single cast of anything other than his LB
Isn't worth it.
isn't worth it. So you probably want dual cast Divine Ruination, or Onion Slice, Quick Hit,
Yeah.
or AT Frame. All they're all really good, but you need dual cast, and he doesn't have it yet. In JP, when he gets his enhancements, they do give him
Dual cast.
double cast,
Mhm.
but that's in JP and that's in the future, so we don't know exactly when that'll happen, if it'll happen. It really depends
Oh.
on what Gumi does.
I'm sure it'll happen. It's just more than if or more than when, because globals.
It's more than likely to happen, but they could start trying to shift away too. They could
Well,
instead decide to give him true dual wield instead of true double hand passives and try to push more of that meta.
I guess
Who
it
knows?
depends on when he gets them because global's behind on enhancements, so it's possible that by the time he would get them, that they decide to do something different because giving him double cast wouldn't put him back in the meta, possibly. If that makes sense.
I mean, his enhancements came out I think when X started in JP, so
Right. So the thing is, like, right now we're pretty far behind on the enhancement thing.
Got enhancements train.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also
So,
talking about Cloud and Sephiroth 7 star, they are going to be accompanied by another step up.
Yeah.
Yay!
it's the same as the Tifa and Vincent one. They're just the two
This
featured
Sephiroth
units.
McLeod.
That one I think is a worse one only because they've been in the pool for a while. If you want Cloud or Sephiroth, sure, it's one of the better times to try and get them. But again, it doesn't. I don't even have a 7-star Cloud and Sephiroth, and I don't really care to do the step up because it's just they're in the pool anyway, and they've been in the pool for so long. So it just seems like a worse
The only
step
reason
up.
I would be tempted to do this is because if you're going to try to build true dual wield and you have 0 TMRs for it, that's the only time I would actually, because Cloud's
TMR.
TMR is one of the better ones, and especially initially when you're trying to build it, because it takes up 2 slots usually. Like if
Yep.
you look at Elfrida's gloves, it's 50%. If you look at Swift Hunter, it's 50%. If you look at Kingdom Hearts Cloud, which of course is gone, his caper is whatever is 50%. There's a lot of 50% ones, but there's not a whole lot of 100% ones. So his is really good for starting off building true double hands. So if you do not have true double hand equipment and you want to build it, this is actually a decent banner to pull on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now moving away from the banners, we can start talking about the the actual event.
King Log.
Yeah, the King Mag event.
I mean, it's your normal King Log event, really. You want to get the tickets. You want to make sure you get your UOC ticket. Out of the exclusive items, they're not bad. Only issue I see really is like Power Soul isn't that good, and I wouldn't recommend buying it because if you really want a fist weapon that's powerful, you
There's
can
a
go
guy
and
on.
beat Agion, and it's way better. So
And
If
a
you're
lot more
just starting
efficient.
to play and you pull the Tifa, then yeah, why not? But other than that, I would wait.
yeah, but I think at this point you can probably find a carrying
True.
like a
Uh,
True.
7-star
Because
Fravia or something to carry you through Agion, no problem.
One thing you can also look at is for these weapons, we at times we get also like Kaiser Knuckle for free,
Mm-hmm.
which is really good weapon for starters. It's TMR for free, which we
Yep.
get in events at times, which is nice to have. So if
Yeah.
you ever get one, it's worth keeping.
Yeah, I would say the silver rifle, on the other hand, is a little bit better. Um, Especially
eh,
for newer players, it's a double-handed gun, which there aren't that many of those. Um, so if you're just starting and you're gonna go and say you have Vincent and you're gonna go the double hand route, it's not a terrible weapon to have.
it's only worthwhile if you have Vincent.
Yeah.
Vincent is the only character that uses properly. If you have both the air, well, I guess you could use it, but you'd be much better off with a lot of other things because
Mm-hmm.
one, you
Including
probably
his
want his
TMR.
TMR if you are using him, but if you don't have that or you just have a 6-star version of it, Silver Rifle isn't bad.
Yeah.
It's just
It's good to have though.
And,
it
keep
doesn't hurt. It's just
looking
expensive.
looking at these materials, they're very good. I'm just saying this right now. They're very good. I would get that, even for a not new person. They're 10% attack and physical damage against dragons, 25%. That's a definitely get.
Because they're stackable with other materials that are
Not
dragon killer.
themselves, not themselves,
Yes, not themselves. Yes.
but they are stackable with like dragon killer. So these are fantastic. Even just 25% is not horrible and
I
it's on
wonder why there's 8 of them though. The limit of 8, because I guess you could use them on more than
you can
just
use
the.
them on multiple. Yeah.
Well, the party is made of 5 units, so that's why I'm like, why is there 8? But whatever.
I don't know, but I mean, if you really, they, they're not usually stackable, so I highly doubt these are stackable. And the really thing that's nice about these is they're killers that have attacker magic on them. That's almost TMR level in my opinion, because you got the only other TMR that has killers plus is Mario Frigo's TMR, and I think anything like would be what STMR level stuff.
Well, the Dragon Killer Plus and stuff like that all have magic and physical. It's just the
Yeah,
regular Dragon Killers that don't. So these
right.
are very good because they are 25. I thought they're gonna be like 10% when it came out,
Mm-hmm.
and even 10% is not bad.
Yeah.
The
30%.
MP 30%, it's okay. It might help you get the whatever we get to that point.
Well, the thing is with the 25%, it's probably better than. It's definitely
Oh
better
no,
than a 30%
I moved
attack
to
on
the
magic.
MP region.
Oh,
Sorry.
the 30% MP. That's fine. Um, if you're newer and don't have a lot of TMRs, I would probably get this. But if you've been around for a while, you probably aren't going to really need it. But it's
I
not.
would
It's not
definitely
bad.
put this off to the end
Yep.
because this is one of the least important ones that might be useful.
But if you started, it's really good to have for just beginners.
Yeah,
Yep.
but there's much better stuff to get in this event than that,
Well,
so I would
it's
move
nice.
it off till the end.
It's nice to have because you're gonna want some stuff on your units to start off to actually deal damage.
Yep.
Is why I say that.
Agreed.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying that like
Yeah.
tickets and the power and magic things are more. So I would do those first, especially.
Mm-hmm.
The Muggles, um, nothing really stands out as a great move.
I don't.
The
I think they're all
5%,
fine. I tend to
they're
get
fine.
them, except for
Well,
the 5-star ones. I don't usually get those. I get the 3 and 4-star. I usually get.
I mean, if you look at the TMRs from those units, though,
They're-
Amelia is the only one that's decent, truthfully.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jean's TM's not that bad.
Gian's.
Jean.
Gian.
Or
It's
Jean.
Machine Gun Plus.
Yes.
It's a 125 attack, two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
Which is
So,
a
yeah, it's-
nice one.
Yeah, it's not. It's much better than Silver.
Yeah.
Besides that, just keep in mind also, Cloud and Sephiroth are not bonus units in this event. That's something that you guys should keep in mind because that's how we thought it would be this time for this mocking event, but it's not. What else?
Don't forget Vault Hidden Treasures is back.
That's what it is.
The Fan Festa version, which basically means you're gonna get a maxed King Metal Minotaur every day, plus a bunch of gil.
And pots. Which
Yep.
keep in mind, you should also bring in some more guild dropper boost
Mm-hmm.
units like Zon, Lara Croft. All,
Yeah.
all of those are really good to
Yeah,
have.
yeah. Any of the gil boosters are good because they're gonna buff the amount of gil you get at the end. You can also quit to
Run away from the
Yeah.
quest, like just give up.
give up, and you can
Exploit
basically
for
pick what pot you want.
yeah, which is really nice to have.
Mm-hmm. You know, if you need, I don't know, spirit pots, and you don't need any of the other pots, you can quit until you get it if you really want to.
I'm too lazy to do that for the most part. The only time I do it is when magic pops pop up, because gosh, they keep giving me those.
No, I don't have enough of those actually.
Oh, so
Well-
besides all that, make sure you guys get all your stuff done. Pretty simple stuff. We're also expecting for this next week that there should be a official FFBE news video. Hopefully,
Hope.
fingers
Let's
crossed. Fingers crossed.
What happened to the video being at the beginning of the month?
Yeah. Besides that,
Uh,
feel free to join us on the Discord. Link is down below in the description. We now have a Twitch channel, which is now also in the description. Keep on following us on Twitter. Make sure, like, share with your friends on these podcasts. You guys subscribe, and we upload weekly. I'm Panda, and Kuja and Awesome here. We're signing out. Take it easy.
have a good night.